Hey guys, Professor Bill of Comic Book University and Red Hood and the Outlaws issue number 25. This is a anniversary issue. It's double-sized, and it's the first issue I've ever read of Red Hood and the Outlaws, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to go back and get another 24 issues and figure out what's going on. Plus, there's an annual stuffed in there somewhere. It's probably a super special someplace. Oh, for crying out loud, what'd I do to this stuff to myself? Ugh. Anyway, you guys get some enjoyment out of it. So... I decided to pick this up once I found out that he had apparently shot and gravely injured, possibly killed Chester Cobblepot. It's Chester, right? Oswald Cobblepot. So yeah, the Penguin. They're saying in here that he was killed. I don't know. I'm hearing conflicting stories. I guess I'm going to have to get the book. Most of them I'm going to be able to get digitally because I've already got the app and all that stuff, the DC Universe app. But yeah, we'll see what's up. Anyway, this is, for all intents and purposes, this was a pretty cool issue. There's some things in here I don't get, of course, because it's the first issue I'm jumping on. But Batman shows up in here and just beats the holy hell out of Jason Todd. And just like, I'm glad that they at least referenced when Batwoman killed, what's his face? Clayface. Unfortunately, and he's just like, yeah, but this wasn't done in public. You know, that wasn't done in public. This was. Here's the thing. Also, Clayface was a good guy. Oswald killed many, many, many people. So that's how it's different also. I'm just saying. You know, it's stories like this that make me really dislike Batman. It's funny, it doesn't take too much for us to not like Batman. You know what I'm saying? I'm still always going to love me some Batman stories, but stuff like this, it's like, dude, you're literally beating up on this kid. Like, you're not taking into account all the trauma that he went through right away. Oh, I handle trauma differently. My parents were killed. That's why I wear a bat costume. Well, he was killed. That's why he wears a red hood. So there's that. It's a weird story. And then, of course, Bizarro shows up, and Batman just kind of lets it, I'm not messing with Bizarro. And all of a sudden, Red Hood shows up again. It's like, I will continue the beatings. And oh, come on, man. This was, yeah. It's not a sense of me not liking Batman in this. It's me not liking this version of Batman. Not digging that at all. Definitely not cool. I know Batman can be really heavy-handed, but like, come on, man. We think better than that of Batman, don't we? I did like the story in the very beginning. It was beautiful, and of course came back and it came around full circle. You know, I told you if you ever leave, it won't be by my choice. It'll be by your choice. I really dug that. Okay, so let's take a look at who wrote this. This is starting or ending this issue. Words, I don't know why it's words instead of writer, whatever. Stop confusing me. Words, Scott Lobdell. Art, there's a lot of artists in here. I don't know who's inking, who's penciling, who's doing what. But Dexter Soy, Trevor Hairsine, and Robert Wynn. Phil Hester, and Andy Parks. Colors, Veronica Gandini, Rain Barredo, Mad Pencil Studios. Okay. That shouldn't be one word, but whatever. Letters, Taylor Esposito. Cover, Trevor Hairsine and Antonio Fabella. Love it. And there's a variant cover by Yasmin Putri. This was, for all intents and purposes, this was a fun comic book. I definitely enjoyed this. There is just the idea of, dude, like, what the F? You know what I'm saying? This was a bad issue to start reading because I have no idea what's going on. Like the base just kind of disappears. Like Bizarro commits suicide, Artemis commits suicide. Not really, but you know, like it's the implication that's what happened. They go into a quantum realm. Obviously, they're going to be okay. I am curious how this comic and this version of Bizarro relates to the one that we met in the issues of Superman before Bendis joined on, where Bizarro had showed up and he abandoned his son and stuff like that. Like, what the frick is going on? Is this a different version of Bizarro? I don't know. This one definitely seems smarter. A lot. But I dug this. Apparently, Artemis and Jason Todd had been hinting at a relationship for a while, and finally there's some tongue action. She makes a mention of, you know, he's like, how was it? You're thinking pretty highly of yourself, dude. You're not Dick Grayson, so calm down. But she's like, yeah, pretty good for a boy. That could mean two things, of course. She is Amazonian, and therefore she's mostly been kissing girls her whole life. On top of that, there's the idea that she is an Amazonian. She is ridiculously long-lived. Like, Wonder Woman's the only really young one. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty long-lived. And she might be saying, you know, but she didn't say for a male. She said a boy. So it might be a youth thing, an age thing. Ageism, man. Either way, this was fun. This was a fun, for me not being able to understand a whole lot of what was going on, story that had obviously been told before, this was really good. Arsenal shows up in the end, and apparently he's going to be on the team. There's another thing in the end where like a bunch of other characters show up. One of them is a Creeper, who I just did Creeper, 10 Things About the Creeper, and a spotlight on story for a Creeper story that ended in the back of several Flash comic books back in the 80s. So, you know, this was, for me not understanding what was going on, this was a really good issue. And I can only imagine how good this comic would have been if I'd been following at least the past 10 issues. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, since issue 1. This is a comic I knew I should have jumped on a long time ago. I knew I should have, and I didn't. By the time it got to like issue 5, I'm like, crap, it's going to be too late to jump on for me pretty soon. And by the time it got to issue 10, I'm like, okay, I'm obviously not reading this, you know, whatever. So, but it is something I have been looking to read, and obviously a bunch of people have been telling me, you need to jump on this comic book. So, okay, I'm here. I'm here now. I believe we're going into a new story arc. Let's give it 6 issues. Let's see how I feel about it. We'll move on from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.